Hello everyone, this is Dave. Today I'm going to be going through Amazon Farmhouse Decor dupes with you. When I was on Amazon.ca, I just typed in Farmhouse Decor and a slew of items came up that I was totally interested in and I knew I had to make them. So the first one I came across was this little windmill and I thought it was really cute and it was $26.19 Canadian. So I thought I can make this, and here we go. DIY number 1. I have this little windmill that I got from the Dollar Tree. We've all seen it, we've all worked with it, we all love it and adore it. The one thing I didn't love was me trying to, and you can see here, trying to get that little windmill off the top of it. I had such a hard time with it. I used almost every tool in my toolbox. I just both hands. I just twisted it and I turned it. Finally, at one point, which is around here, I kind of gave up and thought, you know what? This is the best I can do with it. And to start off, I'm going to use this box, and it's the bottom of the box, and I'm just going to find the center point of it. Now, I'm going to use this as the stand portion. And all I'm going to do is take some dowels that I had from the Dollarama. These were larger. And I'm just going to really glue that down right at the center mark, and I'm going to hold it in place until it dries, just so it's nice and secure. Clean up those edges a little bit, and then I'm just going to wait till it fully dries. I have some wood stain that I just found in my storage. I'm just going to shake that up a little bit. It's just a little, a natural wood stain. I don't think there's any hue in it or any tint to it. I think it was just a natural stain. And all I'm going to do is take my paper towel and I'm just going to rub that stain all across the base portion of the stand. And once I'm finished there, I'm going to continue and work my way all the way to the top of that post. I just love this stain color. We actually have a barn door in our house that's this color. Just FYI. So now it's all dried, and I noticed at the bottom there was some glue that wasn't covered with the stain. It kind of came out white. So I decided what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take some twine and a little bit of glue, and I'm just going to wrap that twine around the bottom just to kind of cover it up and finish it off nicely so you don't see that glue. And I'm just going to hold it in place and push it down with my scissors for a little bit. And I'm just going to cut off the excess. And then I decided, you know what? Let's do the same at the top, such that the windmill has a little bit more to adhere to once I glue it down. So I'm just going to do the exact same thing, wrap that twine around. And you can kind of see the glue's all over me, the twine's all over me. I'm burning my fingers and trying to work as fast as I can. But there you go, holding it in place for a few seconds, and then I'm just going to chop off that excess. And there we go, we're almost done. I'm just going to take that windmill, glue on the top, and I'm going to hold it together and wait until it dries, then I'll stand it up. And we're all done. So here you go, the Amazon on the left, Dave's Dupes was on the right. Let's see pricing. So $26.19, and I made this little guy on my dupes for $5. DIY number 2. I have found these small vases. It's called the Sullivan Small Vase Set. It was $89.07. Yes, $89.07. I know. Anyways, I found these 3 vases, different sizes at the Dollar Tree. And what I'm going to do to start off, because they have that amber color on them, I'm just going to start with a base coat of acrylic paint. And you can see me here just dabbing it on with my stencil sponge. And it creates a little bit of a texture that I liked as well. So I'm just going to continue with that. And I'm going to finish the first one off. And once that's all done, I'm going to do all 3. Then I'm going to take my paintbrush and paint the insides and the tops. Let that all dry. And once it's all dry, I found this cream color that I'm actually going to use as the main color of all the vases. And I'm taking my paintbrush and I'm liberally painting this with the acrylic paint, making sure I get nice coverage all the way around. And I just keep painting and painting and painting until it's all done. And again, my paintbrush on the insides and at the tops, I'm going to let that dry fully. So now I have my dry paint base, and I'm going to take some brown and a sponge. Now this is just the tip of those foam paintbrush sponges, you get at the Dollar Tree. I just ripped one off. It was the perfect size for this. And I'm really just dry sponging all of this on. There's no rhyme or reason. Well, there's a reason, yeah, because I want to antique it. But there's no pattern to it. Let me just put it that way. I'm just kind of putting it everywhere at the tops and on the sides. And then as well, I'm going to do the second and the third one as well. So it's all done, and I'm going to use this clear leveling gel that I got from Michaels. And what this is, it's a product from Golden is the brand name. All you do is you brush this on, and it creates a glossy effect. So this dries clear, and it has this wonderful glossy effect to it. So I've used this in the past projects. I did it on a clay gnome tutorial, and I'm going to try it on this one, and here you go. The left-hand side is Amazon, right hand is me, $89.07 versus $375. Cha-ching, savings, right? DIY number 3. I just so happened to find this galvanized double bucket, and I loved it. I was like, this is so cool. It was $36.07, and then I happened to be at the Dollarama one day, and what did I find? A double bucket. Now, it wasn't in the galvanized steel, so I thought I can paint this, repurpose it, and use it to look like the farmhouse decor. And right now I'm just going to take off the wooden handle because I don't want it to get the paint all over it. So I just unscrew it, and I take that off, put it to the side, and then I am going to start with my primer coat. So I just dab a whole bunch of white acrylic paint, I grab my sponge, and I start dabbing it down. And of course, the texture from the sponge I didn't really want on this particular piece, so I went back in with my paintbrush and I just started painting that white primer coat all over it. And I make sure to get the insides as well, and on the insides of the buckets, just the first maybe inch of the inside of the buckets, because I'm pretty much going to put foliage in there, so I don't need to do the entire inside of the bucket. Once that's all dry, I mixed together gray and white. I got this really nice gray color. So this is going to be my base for the galvanized effect. So I'm just taking that and I am applying it everywhere that I can see the white. Just basically doing that first coat, letting that dry. And then once that's all dry, I'm going to take my paint palette with some black acrylic paint and some white acrylic paint. And also I have this old paintbrush, and the bristles are a little bit rough, let's put it that way, and I don't mind if it gets destroyed while I stamp these colors on here. So all I'm doing is taking that dark gray and I'm randomly just smooshing that paintbrush all over the surface of the double pot. And really, it's all about layering with this effect, mixing colors, adding your highlights, adding your lowlights, and just being completely random. There is no pattern to it. You just kind of go for it. And really, the main thing, have fun, right? That's what I'm doing. So yeah, there we go. I'm just taking that first coat. And then what I'm doing here is I'm just adding a little bit of the lowlights just so I can darken those little crevices and just make it look like there's a little bit of a shadow there, so those details really pop when you add that low light and then you come in later and add some more highlights to it. So here again, I'm just layering, I'm mixing colors, I'm doing the exact same thing as before, just with different coloring. Add some more white, add some more black, and then I just keep basically stippling it all the way around until I'm really happy with the effect that I've created. And you can see I'm going in with my black and my white and my gray. Like I said before, you just really layer it until you're happy with the effect. Once it's dry, I put in a little bit of foliage, and on the left is Amazon, on the right is my dupe. $36.07 versus $4. Cha-ching, cha-ching, money in the bank. DIY number 4. These potted little herbs I thought were really cute, and they retailed 44.47 Canadian. And I remembered I had these wooden pencil holders that I did actually a Dollar Tree haul, and these were in them. So I thought, you know what, this is the perfect opportunity to use these. And all I'm doing is I'm going to start off with a base coat primer of white. And again, it's just my acrylic paints. And once all my primed paint is all dry, I'm just going to take a little bit of black and a whole bunch of white and actually mix it together to come up with a gray color that I'm going to use as a base for this project. It's almost the same as what we did previously. So we primed it, then we get a base, and then we come on the next phase and we stipple on our effect. Now, these are a little bit like a concrete effect almost. So once they are all dry, and once I get the tops and the sides of all three of my pots, or I should say pencil holders really, once they're all dry, I'm going to take some white paint, some black paint, and then as well a little bit of dark brown paint. And I'm just going to use a piece of paper here for my palette. I dirtied up all of my palettes actually doing all these projects that day. And I'm going to scrunch up a piece of paper towel, and I'm going to start with the brown. And I'm just going to basically put it on sporadically every now and then, not too much, just a little bit. As you can see, I dab in the paint, then I dab it off to the side, and then I go grab some more paint. So I just start with my brown, and then I go to my white and start mixing it with the black, and I create those low lights as well, along with the brown. And then once I finish that, I'm going to come in with my white paint too. I'm going to grab a little bit of that, and then I'm just going to add it on top of what I've already done. So again, you're going to layer and layer and layer and layer until you have the effect that you're looking for. And sometimes, you know what, sometimes it becomes a mucky mess and you kind of have to go back in and fix it all up. Maybe you put a little bit too much black like I did right there. And then you just go over it a little bit later on with some white and just fix it all up. Really, there's nothing you can do wrong. You can always fix your mistakes. And so like I did for these, I just wait until they're dried. Then I'm going to grab a little bit of twine. And in the picture, it looked like they had wrapped around a couple of times with a little bit of a bow at the front. So I'm just going to wrap the twine around, tie it in a really simple bow at the front. And I am almost done. I'll just chop off that excess twine, and it's all ready for my foliage. How cute is this? I love it. So here I have foliage. They look like herbs. I just got these, I think, at the Dollarama. And I'm going to just cut all the pieces off the main stem. I was originally just going to fold that main stem up, but it just stuck out at the top. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to cut everything off, throw it in there individually. And originally I was going to use the floral foam, but once I started stuffing everything in there, it didn't really move. It was stuck there. Plus, you know what? If I wanted to change it up and use those pots again, I totally can with something different. Or if I wanted to use this greenery somewhere else, I totally can. It's not stuck in there. Versatile, right? So there you have it. My little potted herbs. And I've got my other two to do. And here they are all done. Amazon is on the left. Dave's Dupe on the right-hand side. $44.47 on Amazon. My price, $14. DIY number 5. So I found this tiered tray, tiered white decorative metal tray. It was retailed for Canadian $60.05. So let's see how we can do this cheaper, eh? Now I will say this, I had a lot of requests, messages and comments, people asking me to do a tiered tray. Now, if you've seen my haul, you saw that I bought these rubber mallets, and of course I had a lot of comments saying, what are you going to use those for? And this is it. So what I'm doing is I'm just chopping that rubber portion off the top, and then I'm actually going to trim that down a little bit more so it's nice and even. And you'll see a little bit later on what I use this for in this project. And we've all seen these wonderful plate sets. So I have a large plate, a small plate, and a bowl. And just looking at the picture, I'm going to use the bowl and place that on the bottom here. Now you've seen me only use the glue gun for this. I'm not using the glue that you're supposed to. This is just for the video purposes. Now there's the piece, that rubber mallet handle that I just attached. And then what I'm going to do with the second tier is just attach that to the rubber mallet handle here. So like I was saying, if you're going to use this every day, I would use a very strong adhesive rather than just a glue gun. Now the tip I wanted to make look like the picture, so I'm going to drill a hole in the very top, and you see those shower rings at the right hand side? You can get them anywhere. Of course you can see here I'm having trouble opening it. It's like Dave versus package. Package wins. So I get my scissors and just cut it out. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open one of these rings, slide it through the hole, and then put that large piece right in the hole so it's nice and secured. And that'll be the top of my tier tray. There it is, all ready to go before my paint job. And yes, that's a band-aid on my finger. Don't worry, I didn't hurt myself too bad. So like I said, I'm going to prime everything. I'm just going to use my chalk paint, and I'm going to go ahead and paint all the surfaces with that white chalk paint. I actually ended up doing 2 coats of the chalk paint for this, and I did not film me painting the black portion, so I apologize for that. And now what I'm going to do is that black edging and distressed look that we all love and adore. I'm just taking that little foam brush. I just ripped the top off, and you know what? I got this little tip from my very good friend Susie's Stuff. She is just awesome. If you haven't checked out her channel, I'm going to link her channel below. Go check her out. She is so much fun. She's so cute, and she does the cutest DIYs. She also does these 60-second DIYs, so totally go check them out. They are fast and fun. So here I am. I'm just distressing it all over. And again, I'm being very random at it. I'm doing the top portion and the bottom. Basically, wherever you can see the white, I'm going to add that distressing. And I've done both tiers, and I'm working on the bottom now, just dragging that sponge all over it, really. And I'm so happy with how this turned out. On the left is Amazon, on the right is Dave's dupe. Amazon $60.05, mine $8.25. More cash in the bank. Cha-ching! So here we are, Amazon on the left versus Dave's dupes on the right. How do you think I did? Pass? Fail? Did I pass with flying colors? I had so much fun with this. So Amazon, $255.85. Dave's dupes, $35. A savings of $220.85. How amazing is that? A lot of money to buy more crafts. Thank you so much for watching today. I had such a blast doing this Amazon dupe video. Give me a thumbs up. Leave me comments down below to let me know what you think about my dupes and if you want to see more dupes in the future. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye for now.